This is Scarlett's mommy, and we are going to read The Library Mouse. I'll turn the light on so it's lighter. Library Mouse. This comes from Chick-fil-A. See the little library mouse? You like him? You think you like a little library mouse? What do you think he's going to do? Look, Sam was a little library mouse. His home was in a little hole in the wall behind the children's reference books at the library. And he thought that life was very good indeed. See, he hid behind all them books, didn't he? Look at all of them. Every day when the library was full of people walking up and down the aisles, studying and checking out books, working on the computers, Sam was curled up in his little mouse hole, sound asleep. Every night when the people went home and the room was dark and quiet, the library belonged to Sam. What do you think he does? Look at him. And every night Sam read, and he read, and he read, and he read picture books and chapter books. He read biographies and poetry, cookbooks, and he even read sports books, fairy tales, and mysteries by the dozens. Look at that silly little mouse reading books. Sam's mind was filled with facts and information, images of faraway places, and his imagination brimmed over and with wonder and fantasy. One night, Sam decided that it was time he wrote a book of his own. Do you think a mouse could write a book? Sam folded over some squares of paper, and he took from the librarian's desk to make the pages. Then he found a pencil, and he rolled underneath a shelf and began to write. Write what you know. Sam had read a book about writing. So Sam wrote a book about being a mouse. He drew the pictures of his book by posing in his little mirror and then sketching what he saw. Look at him. A smart little mouse, isn't he? Sam worked very, very hard, and finally his first book was done. He called it Squeak, A Mouse's Life. And he wrote on the cover words and pictures by Sam. He went to the biography and the autobiography section of the library, and he tucked his first book onto the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole in the wall and waited. Do you think they're going to read him, the kids? Do you think they'll find his book? Let's see if they do. Look. They did. The next afternoon, sunlight streamed through the library windows. "What's this?" asked the little girl, whose teacher had sent her to the library to do a book report. "I've never seen anything like this before," said the librarian, and she put Squeak, A Mouse's Life, on her desk. Later, she showed it to the other librarians. Oop, dropped a book. I dropped a book. Okay, here it is. Sam decided to write another book. It was called The Lonely Cheese. And working on the book made him feel very hungry. It was a good thing that he always found so many crumbs to eat by the trash basket in the hallway. When he had finished the illustration, Sam scurried to the picture book section and proudly placed his latest book on the shelf. Then he went back to his little mouse hole in the wall and waited. You think he's going to have more of them read his books? Look. The next morning, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked the little boy who was looking for a big book about trucks. "It's another book by Sam," said the librarian. "Just who is this Sam?" she thought to herself. And she put The Lonely Little Cheese on her desk. Later, she showed it to the children at story time. They liked the book, didn't they? Sam decided to write a chapter book. It was called The Mystery Mouse Mansion. The full moon was shining down through the windows of the darkened library when Sam tiptoed over to the mystery section and sneakily placed his book on the shelf. Then he went back to his little mouse hole in the wall and he waited. He's making all kinds of books. The next day, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked a teenager who was looking for a good mystery book to read before bed. "We've got to find out who this Sam is," said the librarian. "I'll leave him a note on the bulletin board and tell him that I would like to meet our new author." She put The Mystery of Mouse Mansion on her desk, and later she showed it in the writing class that came in after school. That night, Sam found the note. It read, "Dear Sam, all of us at the library have been enjoying your books immensely. We are all wondering who this mysterious Sam really is. Whoever you are certainly have a lot of talent. Not everyone has it in them to write even a single book, let alone 3. We think it would be fun we would like to have to meet we would like to have fun to have a meet day called Arthur Day with you as our special guest. The children would love to hear you read your books and share some of your secrets for writing. Yours truly, Mrs. Foster, the head librarian." Sorry about the mess-ups. Sam felt very nervous. He was flattered that the children wanted to meet him, but mice are very shy when it comes to meeting people. Sam could not understand why people thought that writing was so hard. If only he would try, they might find out that writing was really lots of fun. Sam had an idea. All night long he wrote and drew and snipped and folded and stapled his little rectangles of paper into mouse-sized books. Aww, he's a cute little mouse. In the morning there was a sheet of paper taped to the door. "Meet the author today," it read, and a little girl was the first to see Sam's display. "What is this?" she asked. There sat a tissue box with a pair of pencils taped to the sides and a banner. On the banner was written, "Meet the author," with an arrow pointing down. Aw, do you think he's inside the box, Scarlet? Let's find out. The girl bent over to look in the empty tissue box. "Oh," she said in surprise, for there at the bottom of the box lay Sam's little mirror, and in the mirror the little girl saw her own face smiling up at her. "Me?" she said. "An author?" Next to the mirror was a stack of tiny blank books and a pile of pencils that Sam had sharpened with his little teeth. Oh, she's going to have the kids write their books. All that day and for many more thereafter, people came to the little display to meet the author. Soon there was a whole shelf full of books written and illustrated by people who had never written a book before, telling stories that had never been told before. All that night Sam sat in his little mouse hole, thinking and thinking about the next book he would write. Would it be another mystery, an adventure, a funny book? There were so many stories to tell. Aha, he thought, I'll just have to write one of each. Sam picked up his pencil and got to work. Oh, there he is. And there are several other books of the Library Mouse. A World to Explore, Library Mouse, Library Mouse Home Sweet Home, Library Mouse A Museum Adventure, and Library Mouse A Friend's Tale. So that was a cute little book. I really enjoyed that. Did you like that, Scarlet? Was that a nice little book? Yeah, and it was called Library Mouse. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this sweet little book. Have a wonderful day and take care, and there will be more coming soon. Bye-bye.